Rolling. Hi friends, it's Renee Roque from Women's Council of Realtors, and it is my great privilege and honor to introduce you today to our California State President, Rosanna Garcia. Rosanna, thank you so much for being with us today. How are you?
Great. How are you? Every day's a good day when you're up and breathing, right?
That's right. That's right. You sound like my grandma. That's what she would say. Well, congratulations on being our current president for 2021. And I'd love if you would share with us a little bit about your journey through Women's Council and how did you get here to be state president? That's quite an honor.
Sure. So people always ask that, like, what made you even want to be president, of an organization? But my journey started a long time ago. As most of you know, it started when I was a little girl with the mentor of my mother. And so, everyone thinks I'll never be in the same business as my parents.
Right.
Who wants to do the same thing as your parents? And so full circle, here we are, my brother and I, we took, taking over our family business, and I'm grateful for that, right? We should always be grateful for all the opportunities presented to us.
Right.
So in doing so and being involved, we come from a servant leader household. And all my life, my parents were always involved, always volunteering, and always giving. And so that was the example that we had. Our feeling is, and my feeling is that it's really important to give back to the community and to my industry, who has done so much for me personally. So to be involved and to step into the mentorship roles that my parents gave to me is why I pursued leadership in my association, in other organizations, and in Women's Council.
Wow, that is beautiful. I didn't know that your family set that example to you. So that is really lovely. Yeah. And thank you for serving. And can you tell us a little bit about Rosanna and where you are, what's the community that you serve, your business?
Yes. So I'm in Sacramento. I was the Sacramento network president in 2012. I think it's 2012. If I'm wrong, Cheryl Keller will tell us. So 2012, but I served, in different capacities. When I first joined, of course, you're given some role, and I was Ways and Means chair. Back then it was like raffle chair. Mm-hmm. And so kind of the fundraising, arm. And then, slowly went through the different positions, secretary. Actually, I didn't do membership. I helped with membership, but I was never membership chair. Uh-huh. And I helped with a lot of fundraising. But then I was elected from secretary to president-elect, and then I was president. I also served at the state level as district vice president, couple of terms. And then I was also chair of some of our standing committees on different committees. And then, I always knew at that point that I was probably going to run for what we called the line. Now it's called the state leadership team. Uh-huh. So, I just was trying to get knowledge of a general, you want to know the organization that you want to be representing. So I was able to do that. And then when I ran the first time for state line treasurer, I ran against Eileen.
Oh,
our lovely Eileen, and Eileen won. And so, I stepped back. I took another chair position for that year. Mm-hmm. And then I came back the next year and won. So, it's everything happens for a reason. You live, you learn, you grow, and you move forward. And I always tell everybody, don't be discouraged, because you're the president or the leader of an organization at the time that's given to you, because that's when it's meant to happen. Okay. So I was never discouraged. I knew that one day I would be president. And it's interesting because before I knew for sure that I was going to run, for the line, I was at the installation sitting next to a member out of the Marin Network chapter at that time. And she's still, I think, as a member, she's a mature member, but she was sitting next to me, and it was Tammy Newland's installation. And she looked at me and she said, one day you're going to be giving that speech. And
Oh.
this was before I knew, that I would for sure run. And I looked at her and I said, really? I said, do you see that in me? And she's like, for sure. She's like,
Oh.
you will definitely be our state president one day. And
Wow.
so, affirmation saying, I really admire that you just keep moving forward no matter what happens, because we have incidences, things
Sure.
that come up.
Yeah.
But like I said, don't let it discourage you.
That's great. Great advice. Now, can I ask you, I think we missed a little piece of that puzzle. How were you introduced to Women's Council?
Well, like I mentioned, my mom's been a member for, I think 50 years, something like that. She was a Sacramento, at that time, chapter president, network president. And then she was state president in 1981. And so like everybody likes to hear, I am president 40 years after my mother was president.
Oh, that
And
just
we are
gives
the
me
only,
goose pimples. That's amazing. 40 years after.
and
That's
the
amazing.
only two Latinas to ever serve in this capacity. So another reason why I felt it was necessary to step into leadership and into this spotlight, as to say, because I want to show, our communities and our diverse cultures that here I am representing, and I'm representing all of us, but I am a Hispanic. And so I'm really proud of that. And I want you to be proud of it. And I want you to know that you do have a place at this table.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you, Rosanna. That's beautiful. Very inclusive. Now, why do you stay in Women's Council? You've been here a long time. Why do you stay?
I mean, that's a better question asked to my mom. And, someone like Jackie Crowley, who's been a member for as long as my mom has, pretty much. I mean, we stay in this organization because of everything that it does for us personally and professionally. People will say automatically, you make friends for life, which is true. Your soul tank. It gives you purpose. Like I said, you give purpose to others. It's an organization that empowers, that encourages, that teaches. And like I always say, who doesn't want to belong to an organization that lifts up women? I mean, that empowers women, that educates women, shows them the way, shows them what's possible, and then also acts as an avenue and an access to so many more opportunities. I mean, our organization, people don't understand how much impact we have on people's lives and how much impact we have on our industry.
Correct. Well, that's wonderful. And I hear that we have beautiful speakers actually coming up on the 15th and 16th that are from our Women's Council family. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. We have, our winter meetings coming February 15th and 16th, and our installation will be on the 16th that evening from 6 to 8 p.m. We've sent out the registration. Hopefully everybody got the registration and you're going to attend. And we're going to have, not only are we going to have, we have so much talent in our network up and down California. Most of our members are stellar community members, stellar realtors. So we've tapped into all the talent that we have in our organization, and we put together great programs. So we're going to have 4 of our networks, one of the highlights, 4 of our networks that are doing all the right things and being successful as a network, as we have it laid out through national, the 4 pillars of Women's Council. And so they are going to do a presentation on each of those pillars, which is education, network, address the pillars and tell our members what is it that they're doing that makes them so successful. How is their networks, how are their networks flourishing at a time when other people's are not? So our members have asked for that, so we're going to give them that. Even though we're on an online platform, we have a new platform called Whova, W-H-O-V-A, and we're going to integrate Zoom with that, but it allows us to have more networking with each other and with our partners. And so when we have our position specific training, which we will have for the governing board members, we are also going to have breakouts for members that don't have a position. So you're not left out. We want to have everybody included. And then we're going to have like kind of speed dating, networking, where you're going to be able to get shuffled through tables to meet people. And then you're going to share best practices for your networks, which is going to be really great. And then day two, we're going to have microsite training. We're going to have referral training. We're going to have membership and recruitment ideas and membership value given to us by our national president, Pamela Banks. And then our past national president and California girl, Heather Osier, will be talking about the marathon mindset of a leader. And that's a really great presentation having to do with time management and focus. So we're excited. And then the CAR leadership team will be with us. They're going to share their goals for 2021 also on day two, right before our governing board meeting. And we're going to have Leslie Ruda Smith, our National Association of Realtors president-elect, who is a Women's Council member.
That's fantastic. Can you share a little bit real quick before we end about our relationship with CAR now that you mentioned it?
CAR, and we have a CAR liaison, that is PJ Johnson. And we are really, really proud of the fact that in the last, let's say 5 to 6 years, CAR has really focused and become aware of how important Women's Council is to bringing in leaders for California Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors. And so everything that we do here at this level and at the local level is grooming our members to be able to move into directors positions and committee members and committee chairs and vice chairs. And they seriously look to us to find people for the organization. So it's not to be taken lightly that we have the spotlight on us, and they are really looking to us to bring them quality leaders.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing. That is amazing. And you are one of our quality leaders. We do appreciate Rosanna. And personally, it's like having a big sister that I can call anytime that I have any questions. So I certainly do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That's right. And likewise. You're stellar. She's my social media chair, and she's amazing. And she's one of our local, she's also district vice president. And we're so happy to have you, Renee, on our team. And you are a valuable asset to any organization that you're involved with.
Oh, thank you, Rosanna. And before I cry, it's Renee Roque, and I want to say thank you, Rosanna Garcia, for being with us. And we'll see you on the 15th and 16th.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
See you all. Thank you very much.